You think being spiritually gifted makes life easier, but the truth is it often makes it harder in ways no one sees. And if you're one of the chosen, you've probably been silently battling things you can't explain. The first hidden struggle is isolation. You're surrounded by people, maybe even in church, yet you constantly feel like no one truly understands you because spiritual discernment often separates you from the crowd. Jesus himself said in John 15:19, "You do not belong to the world," and that disconnection is both your calling and your cross. You try to fit in, but the deeper your gifting, the more uncomfortable surface-level conversations become. Your soul is wired for depth, and that craving makes normal friendships feel hollow, even painful. Second, you wrestle with intense spiritual warfare others don't notice. Your mind gets attacked in moments of clarity. Your dreams carry symbols and warnings, and your peace is constantly under assault. Not because you're weak, but because your anointing threatens the enemy. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, and gifted people often attract unseen battles that leave them physically exhausted for no logical reason. The third struggle is a deep emotional burden. You feel things others dismiss, you pick up on atmospheres, and sometimes you carry the weight of people's pain without knowing why. You can't sit in a room without sensing what's unspoken, and it drains you in ways you can't verbalize. Jeremiah was called the weeping prophet for a reason. Some gifts come wrapped in sorrow. Fourth, spiritually gifted people often feel misunderstood in their calling. You receive dreams, visions, convictions that don't align with others' expectations, and when you try to express them, you're labeled too intense, too deep, or too out there. Even Joseph's brothers hated him for sharing his God-given dream, Genesis 37, and you're no different. You carry something others can't see, and that makes you a target. Fifth, perhaps the most shocking struggle is temptation. Not the surface-level kind, but subtle temptations to compromise your authenticity, water down your message, or pursue validation over obedience. The more God reveals to you, the more the enemy offers distractions disguised as opportunities. And if you're not grounded in truth, you'll exchange your spiritual inheritance for temporary applause. Your gift exposes you to more light, but also more testing. And Luke 12:48 says, "To whom much is given, much will be required." If you felt the pressure, the loneliness, the intensity, you're not broken, you're being refined. God isn't punishing you, He's preparing you. So stop explaining your fire to people who've never felt heat. Protect your oil, guard your mind, stay in the Word, and remember, if you feel like you don't fit in, it's because you were never meant to. You were set apart for impact, for revelation, for war.